And Heriots with captain John Semple leading the way, currently in 4th place in the Premiership, having had a difficult start to the season, having lost a few players from their Championship and Cup winning team last season. Joined this afternoon at Goldacre by Scotland's cap and points record holder Chris Patterson. Chris, your thoughts on this afternoon's game?
Yeah, good afternoon, Graham. Looking forward to this one. We've got two teams who like to play a good brand of rugby on a fantastic pitch. I mean, here we are just on the eve of Halloween, almost into November, and the conditions are absolutely perfect. And as you say, two good sides, a lot of attack and flair across the two sides. Junior Rosalia, obviously a pro with Edinburgh, has 28 appearances in Super Rugby. He'll make a big impact, and that man will be pulling the strings in Heriot side, Alex Haggart. And then, well, Rhys Cullen at 9 for the Watsonians. He's a sharp little scrum half who'll bring a bit of tempo as well.
Our referee this afternoon is from Munster, Frank Murphy, an exchange referee. And it was Haggart getting Heriots underway. Rhys Cullen having the wee kick up to see his options. George Turner goes. Hint of an offside there from Maltman, but referee happy. And it's Turner immediately. Makes 3 or 4 metres up to the halfway line. Fed out by Simmers. Simmers to Haggart. Haggart finds a touch just inside the Watsonians 22. And a belligerent start from George Turner there, Mossy.
Yeah, good start by the home side, wasn't it? It was well claimed for the kick-off by the away side initially, Watsonians, and then Rhys Cullen put a high hanging box cap that was met fantastically well by George Turner. The ball bobbled free, but then he took the initiative on the big carry thereafter. And you can see part of the game plan early doors is to put pressure on the away side with a good kick by Alex Haggart, forcing Sean Crombie's Watsonians into his own 22.
Crombie finds Matt Poole with the red head guard there. And Cullen onto the narrow side. Nice break from the scrum half. Still on the go over the 10-metre line. Kick charge down. Collected by his opposite number, Simmers. Hint of a knock on there. Referee happy though. And Heriot's keeping it close at hand, but now spreading. Semple. Not the best of hands from Rosalia. Referee again playing advantage. Semple. Rosalia now. Here's Simmers. Haggart. Mishandling again. Not really sure why there should be some mishandling, because it's been dry this morning.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? But there's an intent there from both sides to play. I think the first break of the afternoon went to Rhys Cullen as he took on the short side. He actually took on his opposite number, Andrew Simmers, and made a lot of ground, stayed on his feet well, and then opted to drop the ball onto the foot where Simmers managed to get back and charge down. And thereafter, 2 or 3 handling errors, as you say, and I think it's coming from the pressure from the defence rather than any pressure from the conditions. Good advantage by the referee, Frank Murphy, as well. Obviously, he's wanting to see the teams try and play, but too many knock-ons, too many handling errors in the opening 3 or 4 minutes of this match that'll for the coaches certainly. They'll be frustrated about the first scrum on the afternoon. Centre field scrum, good attacking opportunity here for Watsonians. If they get dominance up front, or if they get parity up front, it allows them obviously both sides of the field to attack.
So closest to us on the right is Martin Buab, 24-year-old loosehead for Heriots, and he's packing against Callum Eastwood, relatively recent recruit from the George Watson's College side, as Watsonians give ball width. Again, Simmers does the covering duties, but a good attack for Watsonians there.
It was,
and they've opted for a quick line out too. Angus Duckett taking on. Early pace from Watsonians. Cullen feeds his pack. Here he goes again. Here's Duckett. Tackled by Turner. Onto the narrow side for Cullen. Options here for Watsonians. It was Tom Hart cutting inside. Watsonians only 3 or 4 metres short. And referee ruling a penalty there. Good lively stuff from the visitors.
It is. It's good control play by Watsonians. One or two decent shots in defence as well from the Heriot's pack, almost close, very close to the line. I think we've already given plaudits to the Irish referee Frank Murphy, but I think he could have played a better advantage there. Watsonians were in control. They were doing well to attack infield and then come back and attack the short side, trying to pick up loose defenders on that narrow side. They've opted to kick a very kickable penalty to touch to keep the pressure on.
So Crombie, once of Boroughmuir, Scotland age grade player, goes to the tail, but it's taken there by Struandure, Scotland Sevens player, and Heriot's clear to 20 metres or so from their own line. A good steal for the home team there.
It was a good steal, and the kick was under pressure, but Simmers managed to find the safety of touch. Obviously, maybe about 18 metres out from the line, but all the early pressure is on the home side. Watsonians looking after the possession much better after the first couple of minutes. Until then, the line is still with Matt Poole embarrassing the co-commentator.
Yeah, Watsonians, when we did their game against Melrose the other week there, a couple of weeks ago, had problems at line out. And that was Callum Marshall winning that ball against the throw. Rasalea kicks ahead, and Harry Boisseau leading the chase. Now, did he wait for the bounce? He does. Referee happy there was no knock on. Maybe that was the case for the old hack ahead. Heriots have options out wide. Haggart feeds, and it's a score for
John
Ray, John Ray, the Heriots right winger.
Well, it's another cracking try. We said right at the very start that Heriots do play an open brand of rugby on this fantastic surface at Goldenacre, and they used every inch of the width there. It initially came from a turnover, and Junior Rasalea putting toe to ball because he knew all the Watsonians back three were up in attack, and then it was hunted down, wasn't it? Harry Boisseau showed a clean pair of heels. I thought he could control the possession, control the ball, and maybe scored themselves, but he managed to gather possession without knocking on, and then it was good handling from the home side Heriots. They went from left right through Simmers, Haggart, a really important pass by Callum Marshall, and then Maltman on the outside. The final pass to John Ray, who scores in the right hand corner. Good start, good score by the home side Heriots.
So Heriots, we've played 6 minutes here at Goldenacre, and a chance from 5 or 6 metres from that right touch line. Here's Haggart. Give it a good nudge, but not quite. So, as I say, we've played 6 minutes. Heriots leading by 5 points to 0.
Classic counter-attack try, wasn't it? Watsonians had a lot of the possession and pressure early on, and then I think it was Martin Christie who lost the ball in the midfield, and because the Watsonians backfield players were up in the line, involved in attack, Rasalea knew the space was in behind, but some excellent passing, decision-making from the forwards on the right-hand side managed to free John Ray.
Andrew Chalmers getting us back underway, and Heriots gather. And Simmers goes aerial. Cullen also goes aerial, ball goes forward. And referee rules will have a scrum, Heriots feed. So Murray McCallum, who's been part of the BT Sport Academy, played for Edinburgh Rugby last night, came off the bench, scored his first try for Edinburgh, and he's down with his Heriots club mates supporting today. A few well-kent faces on that touchline, a former Scottish Rugby president, Graham Young there, Watsonian scrum half, won a cap against Wales at Cardiff in the 1970s. Keith Isles next to him, another Watsonians president. Heriots have made a good effort to engage with both the communities and get supporters along today. It's a healthy crowd in the stand here at Goldenacre, and a good few supporters ringing the touchline as well, around the ropes. Initially, I think Sean Crombie got that against the head. And here's Watsonians with a chance to attack. That's DJ Innes. Caught by Haggart and by Rasselea. Cullen feeds Kenny Beattie. Now onto the narrow side. Chalmers dances. Interesting ruling there from the referee. Rory Mitchell, the Heriot's tight head, seemed to be off his feet, but here's Maltman up to the halfway line. Simmers goes open. Taken on by Jack McLean. George Turner with a handoff. Heriots again keeping possession. Haggart kicking over the head of Watsonians left winger Rory Steele, who also opts to kick. Fed by Marshall. That's John Ray. Here's Ray. Good pace from the winger. Desperate tackle by Duckett. Good skill from Turner. Options here. It's Nimmo. Nimmo to Heriot's left winger, Harry Boisseau. Inside the 22. It's fed out by Simmers and Haggart. The halfbacks combining. Here's Rasselea. He'll straighten. Options outside. Charlie Simpson. Tackled 5 metres short. And it's a score for John Ray. The winger completes his brace. And that was non-stop stuff from Heriots. They'd gone through the phases, and a good score.
An excellent score. An excellent score, yet again using the full width of the field. It was initially from a counter-attack, with a kick clearing from Watsonians, caught by Callum Marshall, who set up a Charlie Simpson with the opening break. It was he who made the inroads with it, 30 or 40 metre break, and then simply Heriots recycled possession and made good decisions under pressure. Filled the field, created the width, and had the ability to set John Ray free and over for his second try. It was a good finish by John Ray. I thought Charlie Simpson was going to make it after starting the move. He almost finished the move, but John Ray was on hand, picking up from 3 or 4 metres out and diving over almost exactly the same place as he scored his first try, only 2 minutes previous.
John Ray, 23 years old, former captain of the Heriot school side. And it's Alex Haggart, Scotland under-20 player in days of yore. Again, good connection, but the radar not quite aligned yet. We've played 11 minutes here at Goldenacre in this BT Premiership match, and Heriot's leading by 10 points to 0.
2 good tries as well by Heriot, both from turnover or counter-attack, so very sharp, good transition between defence into from defence into attack, and it was John Ray who's profited for both. As the referee, Frank Murphy, is going to have a word with his assistant referee about something. I'm not exactly sure what they're talking about, but they seem to be pointing towards the Watsonians bench.
So the assistant referee on this side is Burger Latigan, and the referee heading over to have a word or two, and Marcus DeRollo being summoned forward by Frank Murphy for a word.
Having a better look at the referee, I'm sure, and the name suggests it's Frank Murphy, ex-Connacht scrum half, who I believe was and going to take up refereeing. His hair looks a little bit longer, but I'm pretty sure it is the former international scrum half. He played in England as well.
So Marcus DeRollo would appear to have been sent to the grandstand.
Well, we need to get a laundry basket to smuggle him in next week for Watsonians. Well, they're at home to Hawick next up, so they will maybe, if there's a touchline ban served next week, they need to smuggle him in for the laundry basket. Back to the action though, as Andrew Chalmers kicks off.
There is, of course, a serious point to all this, Mossy, in that there is a code of conduct, and respect is to be shown to match officials. So
But there is, and it must have been someone, that drew the attention of the assistant referee to start with, and then severe enough to merit sending off without a warning.
John Ray continuing his electrifying start to the match, and Heriots have options here. Rasselea, ball in two hands. Lovely offload to Charlie Simpson. Simpson skips out of one tackle. Here he goes, his Struendure on his left-hand side. And the referee awards a penalty for a high tackle. But Rasselea, the beauty of the ball in two hands there, Chris.
Yeah, it was. It drew the defender, and not only the offloads from him, but the actual work rate off the ball by Charlie Simpson, and understanding that the space was on the outside. There wasn't a lot of it, but he managed to get that second touch, fight hard to support Charlie Simpson. He then got the ball back inside to Struendure, who was only stopped by a wonderful tackle by Angus Duckett. It was ruled to be high, but it was just 2 or 3 metres short of the line, but an excellent tackle by the Watsonians open side on the support play of Struendure.
George Turner throws. Collected. Heriot seeking to drive over, and I think that's a score. And if we just stay on the picture, it's Russell Nimmo, I think. The Heriot's lock, Russell Nimmo, Dunn's man, getting that score, and a well-constructed score for Heriots.
It is Russell Nimmo thrown towards the front, or just to the front of the line out, and then the line out drive come on, peeling round the front, and Watsonians just simply could not defend it. It was set up too quickly, it was in motion really quickly, and once a maul gets up and running, it's very, very difficult to stop. But well constructed, well executed line out drive at the front from Heriot, and it brings a third try.
It's been point a minute stuff from the home team here. Now we've seen Alex Haggart's kicking style from the right touchline, now an opportunity from the left touchline. Perhaps. Here we go. Haggart. Mossy, what's your take on his place kicking?
Well, he's been unlucky. He's actually struck 3 really good kicks, all from wide out, just 2 or 3 metres each from the touchline, 2 from the right, 1 conversion from the left touchline. And that one there, he just simply didn't finish off the kick quite strong enough. A good strike, but another seconds of focus and a second of tension in your core towards the target would probably have ended in a better result.
Chalmers with a restart, and Heriot's following the maxim of do your next job well. In the background on that last shot, making his way across the field to watch the game, was Duncan Hodge, Edinburgh's head coach. Meanwhile, staying with the action, and it's Keith Young trying to find touch. He doesn't make it. Charlie Simpson again, fleet-footed Simpson, stays strong, and it's Rasselea in that tight corridor to the left touchline. Simmers senses space, very quickly closed down and pinged for not releasing.
That's an important penalty for Watsonians to win. They really are under pressure here. I think maybe Callum Eastwood needs a little bit of treatment as well there. Looks like a hand injury or a finger injury, but Watsonians really need to get the hands in possession. They've conceded 3 tries in quick succession, and then from the kickoffs they've been under more pressure each time. So a fairly effective kick by Chalmers to touch there, but Watsonians really need to win this line out, consolidate possession and apply some pressure onto Heriot. Otherwise the game could run away from them very, very quickly in this game indeed.
So Watsonians opting for the 5-man line out. Duckett with a head guard will be as first receiver outside Andrew Chalmers. Here he is right on cue. Crashes up. Nice quick ball, and it was a plough through the middle. Pick up by Matt Poole. Maltman in on the tackle. And referees indicating something high up on the neck. What's your take on that, Chris?
Well, Frank Murphy's going to have a word with the captain, Martin Christie, here. I think it is just in and around the neck. I mean, there's a zero tolerance in any head contact, whether it be a tackle, whether it be a clear out, and especially the clear out now where there really is, and quite rightly so, absolutely zero tolerance on charging. If you're clearing out a body, you have to wrap your arms, you have to lift the player or clear the player off the ball without charging. So it may have been a charging incident in the clear out, or it just may have been simply something too high. A neck roll perhaps was a hot topic last year at this time, especially in around Rugby World Cup 2015. So I think that's quite right as well. Anything around the head neck area should be clamped down on. I wasn't exactly sure what that one was for, but it gives Heriot another opportunity to build more pressure.
Coming up to 20 minutes played here at Goldenacre in this BT Premiership match. Heriot's leading their ancient city rivals Watsonians by 3-0, 15-0, as Summers goes on to the narrow side. Lovely hands, here's George Turner. Turner tried to bosh Rory Steele in the tackle, and the winger actually did very well there.
He did do well. It was a set-piece move, wasn't it? It was planned on the training ground to set one of the game's most dynamic runners. George Turner equal at happy in the back row as he is, and Hooker, a really dynamic, hard ball carrier, and the move was designed to get him doing exactly as he did, attacking the winger on the short side. But well done to Rory Steele. He came up with the tackle and drove George Turner into touch.
Watsonians going through their line-out options. That was a 4-man. They've retained possession, and a bit of interference in the jumper in the air, rules referee Murphy. So, as you say, Chris, a chance for Watsonians to try to just bring a little bit of calm to what's been a pretty fraught start for them.
Yeah, there's one or two ways you can do that. Obviously, a quality set piece will give you that opportunity. So, because that from this line, it's another opportunity for Watsonians to retain possession. If they choose to kick, then they need a good kick chase. If they choose to keep the ball, they have to respect possession. Too often in the opening 50 minutes, they've turned over possession or failed to win their set piece.
Poole again rises tallest, duck it in midfield. Heriot's defence was expecting him, and that was a pretty vigorous counter ruck there. Heriot's piling in. Turner feeds out to Haggart. Haggart, good handoff. Watsonian midfield defence being tested there. Buab leaves it to Summers. Turner again. He's been all over the place in the first few minutes, and in a good way. Here's Rasselea to Maltman. Maltman makes 2 or 3 metres. Ball presented. Summers to Rasselea again. The little step and jig. Offload. Taken on by the forwards. Summers again. Here's Maltman. Maltman to Nimmo. Nimmo 3 metres short. Referee gives a penalty, I think, for an offside call from his assistant on the touchline.
That's a harsh call. Well, certainly on Watsonians, Tom Hart, inside centre. I see Brian Easton checking his phone in the background. He'll be looking at one or two of the BT Sport Scottish Rugby Academy players on show here this afternoon. He's got an eagle eye for the referee as well, trying to figure out what that was for. We think it's for coming in from side. But Tom Hart got himself in a really good position to what looked like win a penalty for Watsonians. But I think the infringement of an offside had already taken place.
And it looks as if
Stephen Ward must have called that one, I think.
Looks as if Gavin Cameron, another former Scotland age grade player who's been out a long time, prop warming up on the touchline, and I think he's about to take to the field. And obviously a popular call. He's replacing Martin Buab. And Heriot's having popped the ball in the corner on the left-hand side from a penalty in the 22 a few minutes ago. Looks as if they're going to opt for the same tactic on the right. Haggart onto the right foot. So, Chris, the options here, Do we look for a catch and drive? Look for a off the top ball? What would you
I think
suggest?
they'll look to catch and drive. Have had success. You know, the previous try was caught towards the middle and driven at the front. So I assume this time they're going to go to tail and drive.
And the drive is looking very promising, and it's a second score for second row Russell Nimmo, and Heriots have the bonus point in the can after 23 minutes here at Goldacre.
Excellent execution, you know, not particularly great resistance from Watsonians in defence, but that's very difficult to defend. The throw was good towards the tail of the line out, and it was a quick transition of ball between who the catcher, I think it may have been either Jack McLean or Stu Endure, I'm not sure who caught it, but the transition, Stu Endure caught it, but the transition to Nimmo and then the drive on Nimmo, who had the ball, was done so quickly, much quicker than Watsonians could recognise and deal with, and that is a very, very good score. The previous line-out drive was at the front, that one came around the tail. Really good game management by Heriot and the line-out callers, and as you say, the fourth try, the bonus point, and super quick time for the home side.
We've got four of Scotland's most promising, I suppose we should say, young coaches involved in the game today, Chris. We've got Simon Taylor and Marcus DeRollo, men you know well from Edinburgh and Scotland, coaching Watsonians, as we see Alex Haggart. It's getting closer. And then we've got Phil Smith and Steve Laurie coaching Heriots.
Yeah, it's great to see, isn't it? These guys have already contributed massively to the game, you know, as players, and now then contributing back to the game as coaches, using the experience they have to, you know, to give it over to the younger players, and some experience as coaches, some success, huge success as coaches from the Heriot side as well. Marcus and Simon a little bit fresher to the game, although Marcus has coached for a long time and has had success, obviously with promotion last year with Watsonians.
Ewan Dodds catches. Oh, ball spilled though, chance for a counter. It's Callum Marshall, son of Scotland back row forward Graham Marshall of Selkirk. Here's Nimmo, opts to take it into contact. Simmers again, Haggart, options out wide. It's taken on by Maltman. Maltman, who's joined Police Scotland. So for any of people who are misbehaving in Musselburgh, look out. Here's Rassalia, tries the kick ahead, but the Watsonian defence was very flat, and we'll have a line out close to the 10-metre line here on the stand side at Goldacre.
Yeah, probably not the greatest option by Rassalia there. I think he could have driven forward himself, or certainly fought himself in field. There was backfield cover there, and Watsonians were sliding across reasonably comfortable in defence, but it's more of the same, isn't it? It's Heriot pulling the strings, it's Heriot dictating the pace of the game. They've got possession, they could do it, and Watsonians have had a tough day at the office so far, and I reiterate, they need to change that by getting their hands on the ball and keeping it. Improving their discipline will help as well. All these penalties give opportunity for Heriot to launch more attacks. Sorry, Chris.
Marshall stretching to paw that ball. Backed, and Heriot's a lovely off-road from McLean. Here's Struandure, back to McLean. That was Harlem Globetrotter stuff. The final pass. That was really good to see. Good skill level, and it's a shame the final pass didn't quite go to hand.
Well, it was certainly for us as viewers. I'm sure Watsonians will help think differently, but the combination of Jack McLean and Struandure picking good lines. The first tip-on pass, the short pass from McLean to Struandure was excellent. The pace at which Struandure hit the ball took him beyond the line, and then he returned the favour with a lovely one-handed offload out the back door, back to Jack McLean, and he couldn't quite get his hands free to get the ball safely to Alex Haggart, which would have resulted in the fifth try.
Crombie going over the top to Duckett. Cullen back to Chalmers. Harry Boisseau finds Simpson. Simpson sensing space, lovely offload to Simmers. Simmers inside to John Ray. Ray weaving, tackled 5 metres short. Rasselea plays scrum half. Here's Simmers in the standoff role. Heriots have options out wide. Simpson dances, finds Marshall. Marshall to Struandure. Lovely pass from Struandure. And that's a cracking try for Harry Boisseau.
Another fantastic, sparkling try from Heriot this afternoon. Again, they're using the full width of the field from far out in that right touchline where I thought John Ray was almost going to make it. Had Rossley outside him, but then the calmness and the pressure to move the ball from right to left through the hands. Again, Alex Haggart at the heart of that. And once again, Callum Marshall making good decisions with the ball in hand. The second row so comfortable with the ball in hand. Eventually, it was out to Harry Boisseau, who has an acco scoring tries. He's got another one this afternoon in this left-hand corner. It's the 5th try. It's the 5th conversion for Alex Haggart from the touchline.
Was that a sympathetic laugh there?
Absolutely, I know how he feels. The stats will be don't often. I suppose it's not really that exact. Well, it is exact. The stats. He's not kicked 1 from 4, but they've all been reasonably good strikes. They've all been right out in the touchline. Let's see if he can go one step better than the last time where he cannoned off the post and he can stroke this right down. What we're looking for is the alignment of his hips and his leg after the strike. If they point towards the target, that's likely where the ball will be going.
Here he goes then. It's better. Were you wired for sound there?
I know, much better. It takes a lot of credit to Alex Haggart. It takes a lot of courage to do that. You've missed your first 4, albeit not under a huge amount of pressure because you're winning the game, but he's obviously realised what he was doing wrong and just put that final little bit right. And instead of the ball tailing away to the left like he did in the first 4, he's just driven that straight over the black dot.
So Heriot's try scorer Harry Boisseau, who actually started that move when he fielded the kick from Andrew Chalmers in his own half, and then finished it. Boisseau has retired for the meantime and has been replaced by Gavin Parker, who had a period of time at Loughborough University. Watsonians trailing by 27 points to 0. We've played half an hour, and this is perhaps only their second visit to the home 22. They're looking a wee bit shell-shocked at the moment. And again, there's a turnover, and there's opportunities here. Here's Rasselea. Rasselea, combination of Rhys Cullen and Rory Steele sufficiently delays him from a Watsonian's point of view. Not sure what was going through the mind of Steele there, but he does well. He retrieves his own kick, and there's an option now for Watsonians if Duckett can move this ball. Heriot's having to fan left quickly. Cullen back to Chalmers. Chalmers finding Gavin Parker, the new player. And again, options here. Haggart to Simpson. Simpson to Rasselea. Rasselea to Ray. I tell you, it's been thrill a minute stuff, hasn't it?
It's been nice. Well, Rasselea had an opportunity as well out in the wide right chance, but I think he could have probably released John Ray. So Heriot are in good positions when Watsonians are kicking. I think Watsonians should just respect possession, look after the ball and try and build pressure that way.
Ewan Dodds winning that ball for Watsonians, the former Gala man. Cullen. And again, Watsonians just trying to bring a wee bit order to proceedings. Heriot's with the scent of 5 tries already, keen to keep the momentum going. Haggart, good tackling by his opposite number Chalmers. Simpson a show and go. Summers has to dig. Oh, good hands, well done by Russell Nimmo. And it's Gavin Parker now, fends off Cullen. Tried to get the inside pass away to Rasalea. Again, good counter-rucking from Heriots there. Including from Gavin Parker, working very hard at breakdown. Watsonians post ball, and Cullen has a wee look, a wee scan. And Chalmers opts for safety.
It's a reasonable clearance kick by Andrew Chalmers, but it's catch-22 for Watsonians. Although they've cleared the lines, and I think they had to in that circumstance because they are blowing hard, they have soaked up a lot of pressure. You know, after this small breather, they're then going to be on the defensive again inside their own territory. It's very, very difficult, but I think Watsonians should try and keep a hold of the ball a bit longer, work really, really hard to get reset and attack, keep the ball, because every time they're kicking to Heriot, the Heriot's back three are waiting for it, and they're just applying more and more pressure on that Watsonians defence.
Four-man line out for Heriots then. It's taken by Marshall. Simmers, plan move here on the go. Charlie Simpson. Oh, well taken by George Turner. That was a super take from a, shall we say, an unsympathetic pass. And Russell Nimmo certainly got the spirit about him today too. Here's Struandure. Haggart, McLean ducks that tackle, posts the ball. Simmers, lovely break by the scrum half. Heriot's clearing out. Watsonians sorely tempted to go for that ball. Here's McLean again. Haggart has to go in to protect that ball. It's loose, retrieved by Cameron. Slow ball, not coming, hands in the ruck, and we're 5 minutes away from the interval here at Goldenacre. Heriot's leading 27 points to 0 in this BT Premiership match, and referee Murphy is having a wee confab with Martin Christie, the Watsonians captain.
Yeah, I think it'll just be the sheer volume of penalties against Watsonians, and Martin Christie will have to, you know, relay that back to his team, but I don't think there are many cynical penalties. I think it's coming from the sheer weight of pressure that Heriot are putting on Watsonians. And credit to Watsonians' defence. I mean, yes, they've conceded 5 tries already, but they've been brave at times, they've been courageous at times defence. I mean, that there is energy sapping. They're still putting themselves in a position to make those tackles. But then when they do win possession, they don't have a lot left in the tank in order to put the pressure on Heriot. But Heriot are playing a clever game. I think Andrew Simmers at scrum half and Alex Haggart especially are controlling the game very well. Simmers, you know, looking at the short side, he's challenging in and around the breakdown, he's delivering a good pass to Haggart. Some of the tries they've scored have been scored out wide where they've, you know, transferred ball from left to right, and they've been effective at set piece as well. So it's an outstanding first half of rugby from Heriot, and a frustrating one for Watsonians so far.
Heriot's again opting for the penalty to the touchline. Turner finds Marshall. It's a very quick ball inside to Maltman, and Maltman romps over for try number 6.
Another set piece move, isn't it? This time they didn't drive, they threw to the tail. A great throw, you must admit, from George Turner right to the tail of the line. Very difficult for Watsonians to defend it. A throw towards the tail, then Simmers came round and simply popped the ball back inside to Maltman. Thereafter the tackle on Maltman, I think from Rhys Cullen, was a little bit soft, but the movement of the line out, the quality distribution of the throw to the back and then off the top, and the run of Simmers created that opportunity for Maltman. A move utterly simply made on the training field, executed perfectly well, and it's a slightly easier conversion attempt for Haggart this time.
And Haggart does the business. Heriot's leading 34 points to 0 as we near half time at Goldenacre. And the point you made there, Chris, about a planned move coming to fruition, the satisfaction that gives everybody connected with a side, whether it's the analysts, whether it's the coaches, the players who've executed it.
Well, that's why you train, isn't it? That's why the hours are spent, as you say, in analysis, looking at the opposition, seeing what works for your team, what players you've got, where the space may be, and then when it comes off like that, then everybody, enjoys it and realises why they train. Get a good smile on the face, a pat on the back, but they'll want more. I think they'll definitely want more.
Ewan Dodds again doing the catching duties. Duckett. McLean made the tackle and rolls away, but it's turned over again. Turner. Now John Semple to Gavin Parker. Rassalia just about overrun the supporting player there. Referee rules it had gone forward. A few sarcastic comments from the crowd.
Again, it's really difficult for Watsonians. They were in possession there, they were turned over, and as soon as you give this Heriot side any broken field to run up, they've got the speed and the guile to exploit that. So I know I sound like a broken record, but from a Watsonians point of view, they've just got to keep possession better. I think Jack McLean's very good at the open side. He's causing a lot of damage in and around the breakdown. Callum Marsh on the second row plays a lot of back row as well. Stu Endures, one of the experts at pilfering, getting over the top of the ball. Michael Motman puts a big workload in as well. George Turner's adept in the back row. He's playing a hooker. So there's a lot of players in that Heriot's pack that are forcing turnovers. So Watsonians have to be careful and look after that possession.
Not seen very much of Jack McLean. He's 21, played at a prolific rugby nursery down south, Wellington College, and he's been one of the standout performers this first half.
He has. I like him. The last time I think we broadcast from here on Scottish Rugby TV was a Charity Shield match, and he was outstanding that night. It was against Melrose. Heriot were well beaten in the night, but I thought Jack McLean was outstanding. He's physical. He's big in stature for a 7. I don't know. He looks maybe about 6'3", 6'4", but he's quick, he's dynamic. You've seen his ability on that lovely tip-on pass, 2 or 3 really nice offloads, controlled offloads out the back. He's physical in the tackle. I like the look of Jack McLean. Good player.
Ewan Dodds feeds, taken on by Tom Hart. Simmers working hard to get out of the tackle. Cullen kicking ball away. Interesting tactic. Simpson feeds now. Here's John Ray. And again, same way. Big Nimmo gets involved. Inside pass. Simmers juggles, does incredibly well to hold on to the ball. And Nimmo then plays scrum half. Feeds. Could be trouble here for Watsonians. Marshall cuts back inside. Penalty for holding on in the tackle.
Yeah, there's an injury out the back. I feel John Semple, the Heriot's captain, taking great care of the Watsonians player, whoever it was. He's obviously in a bit of distress, and he was Semple was there helping his opposite, or certainly an opposition player out. I don't know if he can see a nasty injury, if it's a head knock or perhaps, but he certainly credit to John Semple. And the heat of the battle when his team did have possession, and was looking out for it. Maybe be Sean Crombie, the Watsonians hooker who's down, but
yeah, I think you're right, Chris. Just scanning and he's back up, so that's good. And a few words exchanged between the players there. That's good to see.
Sean Crombie, a former professional, is a professional. When I still played at Edinburgh, he looks a little bit shaky on his feet, I must admit. Or maybe he knew that's where the quick tap was going. One step ahead of us all.
Cullen. Slow ball for Watsonians though. Duckett feeds out to Hart. Hart had Craig Borthwick outside him, another former Gala player. Heriot's trying to come through the ruck. Simmers. Haggart puts boot to ball. Back goes Rory Steele. Steele kick ahead, finds a bit of space if he gets a bounce. Cullen gestures to go narrow, but opens. Martin Christie finds forward support. Sean Crombie on the ball again. Cullen, scragged by Maltman. It's fed out by Scott McLeod. Dodge to Steele. Steele cuts back in. Fancy footwork. Now, opportunity for McLeod. Found DJ Innes. Cullen working hard. It's been the longest period of retained possession for Watsonians for a good half hour, I'd suggest. Dodds again. Finds Borthwick. Here's Sean Crombie. Tackled by Nimmo. Cullen again. It's Scott McLeod. And he finds Angus Duckett. And that's Watsonians' first try and reward for retaining possession.
Absolutely, and a good try at that. They really had to work hard for it as well. There was 2 or 3 really nice pieces of skill in there. A lot of bravery, a lot of courage as well to respect possession. But well done, Watsonians. They kept the ball under a lot of pressure by Heriot, and then the pass from Rhys Cullen that it was out to Scott McLeod in the right wing was exceptional. Just the pass before the scoring pass. Scott McLeod managed to drift with the possession, break the tackle, and then just set Angus Duckett free on that edge. But much better from Watsonians. You can see the type of rugby they're capable of playing if they can just retain the possession. Good score by them, and at an important time as well, just before half time.
Yep, we're in stoppage time at the break here, and an ideal time to score. Heriot's had scored 6 tries without reply, and Watsonians now on the scoreboard. Andrew Chalmers' kick comes off that left-hand upright, doesn't go over. So the half-time score in this BT Premiership match at Goldacre is Heriot's 34, Watsonians 5. Join us for the second half shortly. Chris, your thoughts on that first half and what you're looking forward to in this second period?
Well, more of the same, you know, in respect to the quality of tries we've been seeing. 5 from Heriot's, all sparkling tries, and you know, an equally as good single try from Watsonians at the very death of the first half. So a cracking first half. Let's see if the second half's as good.
Jack McLean, Heriot's open side, collects the kick-off, spills the ball forward, and
his place has been taken by Michael Linus, number 16.
That's a good
sorry,
tackle.
forgive the pause there. The Heriots have the loudest public address system this side of Berlin Wall, or whatever. My thought process was completely derailed. Sorry, I was going to say a knock-on, a good chance for Watsonians.
Yeah, a forced knock-on by Callum Eastwood, the tight head. A great tackle on Jack McLean as he tried to carry hard the young VT Sport Scottish Rugby Academy player. Tight head, Callum Eastwood with a big tackle.
Pick up, Cullen immediately caught by his opposite number. It's been a good contest between the two scrum halves today. Watsonians trying to punch at close range. Eastwood has his front row comrade Sean Crombie at his arm, but referee Frank Murphy has spotted an injury to Matt Poole, and he's just wanting to make sure that it's not serious. You were saying you recognise Frank Murphy from his playing days, even.
Yeah,
Chris.
I should have put 2 and 2 together, but yeah, Frank Murphy, scrum half, just like that man there, and your Scott, Rhys Cullen, Munster, Leicester. He had a good career at Leicester, and then over 100 appearances for Connacht as well. He retired, I think, in 2014, 2 or 3 years ago. He's now spends part of his time refereeing for the Irish Rugby Football Union, and he'll know the game. He'll know all the tricks in the game as well. If my memory serves me correctly, clever, astute scrum half, and he'll be impressed with the 2 9s and show. You've already said there's a head-to-head. There's Andrew Simmers in the centre of your screen. He's moved through from Glasgow, I think, to study in Edinburgh, and he's been I started almost every game this season for Heriot, and playing very well indeed. And Rhys Cullen, his opposite number, a bit of success in Scotland Sevens as well. Rhys Cullen, very quick player, very attack-minded, strong in around the tackle as well. So a bit of depth there will be appreciated by the referee, a former scrum half himself.
And Matt Poole is going to be helped off the field. So Watsonians
Thomas Lambert is coming on as a substitute, number 18.
bring on Thomas Lapere as Matt Poole is assisted from the field. Some very fresh faces in that forward pack.
Yeah, it's good to see, isn't it? The youth players, the physical shape of the young players has changed dramatically over the years, and you can see both sides are well conditioned, and well, just growing all the experience every time, every scrum, every game they play. As a young player, you just soak up the experience of those around about you and the experiences you learn on the field, and you just lock it away for your development. There's some experience there as well. I see Michael Maltman, Struan Dewar on the Heriot side. Less experience, I'd say, in the Watsonian side, but a lot of talent.
Free kick, Ewan Dodds taps, Rory Steele. Pick up again by Dodds. Quick ball, and it's pick and go from Watsonians. Sean Crombie, Dodds again, finds Lapere. Lapere wrestling with McLean and Simmers. Potential penalty for slowing ball, but referee's content it's there. And again, Moore driving straight through the heart of the breakdown. Picked up by Dodds. Duckett in the first receiver role. Turnover though, this could be trouble. Watsonians' defence is very narrow. Simmers doesn't really get any distance on that. Immediately goes forward though from Ewan Dodds. So there's quite a lot of largesse going on here. And here's Rasalea. Rasalea feeds Charlie Simpson. Simpson cuts inside. Good tackle by Chalmers. Ball is there. Ray plays scrum half. Goes through the middle. Rasalea wipes out. Simmers. Haggart. It's all a bit static. Marshall. John Semple finds Parker. Parker to McLean. Maltman barrels forward. Here's Simmers again. Haggart. Russell Nimmo. Semple puts it through. It's hoisted by the Watsonians fullback Keith Young. Caught by Semple. Semple finds a follow-up tackle from Young. Heriot's trying to create ruck ball here. It's slow possession though. Maltman. It's better. Haggart. Good hands. Here's Rasalea. On to Simpson. Simpson inside to John Ray. Ray with a first half brace of tries. 2 of Heriot's 6 tries in that first half. Nimmo. Haggart again. Long pass. Taken on over the halfway line. Be interesting if Simmers has got the GPS on today. See what territory's covered. Simpson pressurising Rory Steele, and the old saw, if you're going to kick, make sure you chase. Certainly illustrated there, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, the first thing I say about that was it was pretty good defence by Watsonians. They had to face up to a lot of phases of rugby from Heriot, and they held on pretty well. But then the understanding from Alex Haggart that they weren't making particularly good ground and they weren't making many inroads into the strong Watsonians defence. He decided to boot the ball. It wasn't a particularly good kick, but it was an excellent chase, as you say, by John Ray, forcing the turnover and more possession to Heriot.
Michael Lyons, the Scotland Club international hooker, threw in. Was caught by Marshall. Lovely quick ball, and Maltman taking on. Here's Simmers again. Haggart crashing into the 22. Holding on though at the breakdown. And Watsonians were keen to take the tap penalty, a bit of interference, so the referee marches Heriot's back 10 metres. Very authoritative there.
Much better from Watsonians in the second half. They've obviously had one or two stern words from the coaching staff at half time. I'm not sure who would deliver that after the misdemeanours in the first half by head coach Marcus Derolo, if he was allowed to address his players or not. But they're much better. They're defending well, they're organised, they're holding on to possession, and then they've won one or two turnovers from Heriot's possession. So a much more controlled performance in the second half from Watsonians than we saw in the first 40 minutes.
Now, Sean Crombie, as our assistant referee who was involved in the first half, encourages the gap. There's a former editor of the Scotsman watching on the touchline there, John McLennan, who was a good prop for Watsonians in his playing days, also propped for Newcastle Northern.
Is it your old boss?
No, he was on the Evening News when I was on the Scotsman. It was all going so well for Watsonians there too.
Yeah, there's two or three different ways you can look at the second half. So the start of the second half so far, I think Watsonians have definitely been more physical. They've been more organised. As we see a couple of replacements for Heriot, maybe try to freshen things up a wee bit. Interesting to see number 19 Ewan Fox coming on with a white scrum cap.
So
He'll come on, a standoff for Alex Haggart.
Number 19 Ewan Fox making his debut here today.
Yeah, Clark Smith on for Callum Marshall. Yep. And Ewan Fox, Scotland under 16 standoff. He's only 18 years of age. Makes his debut at standoff for Alex Haggart.
Yeah.
So
Players who came on.
we are allowed, of course, rolling substitutions. So from a coaching point of view, he's giving youth its head, but he's also got the security that he can go back to his bench should he need to.
Yeah, but Ewan Fox is a really good player. That pass sets Russell
beautiful
free.
Pass. Charlie Simpson, and great pace from the fullback. What a lovely try. And as you say, Chris, what a first touch from Ewan Fox.
Well, an outstanding try this time by Charlie Simpson's. A set-piece move, and Ewan Fox is at the core of it. A really, really zipped, fast, hard pass, flat pass, fired right across the face of the defence to Russell, who just eased out and outside, put a bit of the gas on, and then set Charlie Simpson free, who did wonderfully well to finish with three covering defenders. Neither of them laid a hand on him. A great score by Heriot.
It's been interesting watching Rasselea today because, as you said right at the outset, Chris, somebody who's played 20-odd games in Southern Hemisphere Super Rugby, he could be dominating proceedings, but he's been very keen to be part of a 15-man display.
He's looked to link more than strike, if that makes sense. He's looked to put the ball through his hands, go for the right option. I think he could have been more imposing at times in the first half, but don't forget, he's trying to fit into the system that Heriot are playing, but that is a great example of when you're in space, when you have a simple decision to make, you make it really, really well. That's the difference between being a professional player and those aspiring to become professional players. It's how well you can do the simple things. It's not how well you do the star-studded things, but how well you do the simple things. And Russell Elliott was a great example of that, as Ewan Fox just misses his conversion.
It was a decent strike from Ewan Fox, which was a theme of Haggart's goal kicking in the first half as well, and Haggart eventually nailed a superb kick. First try of the second half then for Heriot. So we've played about 10 minutes of the second half. That was their 7th try overall, and they now lead Watsonians by 39 points to 5. Kick-off. Watsonians have also gone to their bench. Ewan McCurdy on at scrum half for Rhys Cullen. McCurdy from along the M8.
Watson's number 1, Martin Christie, came off to be replaced by number 17, Nathan Borrell.
And there's also a change in the Watsonians front row. Nathan Burrell, who is well known in these parts, used to play for Heriot, is on for Watsonians captain Martin Christie.
Yeah, Nathan Burrell played for a long time here at Goldenacre, didn't he? But that was a better kick from Watsonians. I was slightly critical in the first half of them kicking possession away, but that was a good kick because it was driven into touch. It allowed Watsonians to put pressure on the line of Heriot close to their own line.
Michael Lyons finds Clark Smith. Clark Smith's a Fife lad. Simmers sniping. And Heriot's just looking to exit via their pack, giving Simmers the opportunity. Cullen, in fact, still on the field. He's gone on to the wing. And Young finds Steele. Steele inside to Scott McLeod. We saw some good footwork from Scott McLeod the very tail end of the first half. Sean Crombie always offers options. Hart's pass a wee bit slack. Struan involved with Cullen over there. And we'll have a... I think it's a scrum. I think the ball went forward off Struan.
Yeah, you're right. Graham off Struan hand. It's popped up in the air. And then Rhys Cullen was asking if there was any opportunity for him to win a penalty for being tackled high. But Rhys Cullen's short anyway, and he was ducking right down as Struan tried to regain the ball that popped up in the air. But the game's lost a little bit of structure in the second half. Less direction in terms of the physical carries by both sets of forwards, but no lack of endeavour that teams are trying to play with understanding, but there's lost a bit of structure.
The man with the mobile phone in the background there is a spin doctor for the Conservative Party, former Scotland women's team manager, as Watsonians thunder into the 22 through Keith Young, their fullback. McCurdy feeds Ewan Dodds. Ewan Dodds maybe just a wee bit static, but Watsonians have ball. Chalmers finds Burrell. Jack McLean trying to get his hands on the ball. Chalmers, good hands there. Lovely hands. Duckett finds Young. Young tackled just 3 metres short. Good pace. Did he ground? He did ground. Good score from Watsonians. I think that was a try for their second row forward. Is it Craig Borthwick?
I think that's certainly Craig Borthwick and shot. And if it was him that touched it down, then that'll be him that'll be awarded a try. But that was an excellent score as well, wasn't it? From the set piece, Watsonians moved from the scrum the right hand side, attacked the left hand side, right out to the left wing, and then there was one or two lovely bits of interplay in the outside channels between Keith Young eventually cutting back inside, and from the resultant ruck, we think it was Craig Borthwick who thumped over. So Watsonians will be frustrated by the performance today, but the 2 tries they've scored so far have been out the top drawer.
2 Gala men involved in that, or 2 men who've played for Gala, Keith Young and Craig Borthwick, as Chalmers
Heriot's 39, Watsonians
doesn't
10.
make the conversion.
Apologise for not being able to give you the name of the Watsonians scorers, but the numbers are very difficult to read.
That's my excuse as well. So it's a good plug for the Watsonians kit manufacturer there from the Colonel and the Heriot's public address system.
The clock's changed, so maybe it's maybe getting a wee bit dark. Maybe that's a problem.
So Ewan Fox. And light fading here at Goldenacre as McCurdy opts for territory. Good work by Struan Dewar. And we have a penalty for obstruction or offside or something.
I think it must have been offside. I think referee Frank Murphy's pointing to one of the chasers from the box kick who must have been in front of McCurdy when he kicked it. And he brought it back for an offside, and Ewan Fox opts to kick into the corner to launch yet another attack from Heriot. As I say, the game lost a bit of structure. The two outstanding pieces of quality so far in the second half have been the scores. That set piece attack from Heriot finished with Charlie Simpson, and the continuous attack that resulted in the score for Craig Borthwick. Other than that, the game has lost its structure a little bit. But after such a good 40 minutes in the opening, the first half, I think we're still trying to find the quality in the second.
So we're nearing the hour mark at Goldenacre in this BT Premiership match. Heriot's leading by 39 points to 10. Line out goes awry. Watsonians bursting away up to the 10-metre line. Ewan Dodds. And it's out to Rory Steele. He has to collect the ball. Escapes from Michael Lyne's tackle, but doesn't get away from Fox. McCurdy runs. Good enterprise from Watsonians. Offloading and contact straight through the middle of that breakdown as well. McCurdy feeds Dodds. Good hands from Tom Hart.
This is much better from Watsonians. Understanding where the support player's coming from, the ability to offload. But the boot goes on the ball again, Graham, and I think that's where Watsonians should keep a hold of the ball. They've put pressure on Heriot. Heriot's look as if they're tiring in defence a little bit now. There's a lot of pace coming onto the ball, a lot of good offloading, good decisions as to where the support run's coming from. But then they put boots the ball and allow Heriot's opportunity to clear the lines.
It was without being overly critical, it was a nothing kick, and that there were no chasers, and it found Charlie Simpson, and whatever pressure was being built was allowed to dissipate.
Yeah, but in a scrum half's defence, at times you're looking at the ball, you can only see what's in and around you. You need that communication from outside to tell you if it's on to pass or to kick or to run. Got to keep feeding that information in to the scrum halves.
Crombie, and he finds Ewan Dodds. Here's Angus Duckett, the New Zealander who was quite a player at Selkirk. And the chat from Philip Hawke is that they're missing him. Now, here's an option with Charlie Simpson. Tap tackle. And just as well, it was a timely tap tackle because Simpson might have fancied his chances. We're just outside the Heriot's 22 here. It's big Russell Nimmo. He finds the ever-reliable Maltman.
Russell Nimmo's played well in the second row, hasn't he? He's scored 2 tries. He's been effective in the loose, effective in the set piece as well.
Heriot's recycling. It's turnover 2 ways there. Heriot's have ball. Here's Nimmo, right on cue, over the 10-metre line, looking for the offload. Now, Semple. Here's Rasselea. Almost.
Well, referees Frank Murphy has given a penalty for that. I don't agree. I think it was a knock-on. Rasselea trying to get in the outside edge of his defender and then force the pass out to, I think it was Charlie Simpson, but well, Scott McLeod read it. He went with 2 hands for me. I think he tried to intercept that.
I would agree with you there.
But we were just talking about Russell Nimmo, and he will be one of the players who, I assume one of the forwards who calls the line out. So he's in control of the two line-out tries that were scored, one peeling round the front of the line-out, one peeling round the back of the line-out in the first half. He's made line breaks, he's been physical in and around contact, and I say the 2 tries to his name as well. A good performance by the experienced man in the Heriot's pack.
Callum Marshall, speaking about Angus Duckett from Selkirk, Callum Marshall also from Selkirk returns to the Heriot's pack. And
Callum Marshall has returned to the pitch and has replaced Jack McLean.
Jack McLean, the Heriot's open side, helped off the pitch by Sandy from Hoyk, the Heriot's physio. It's very cosmopolitan here, even folk from Hoyk. Sorry, Chris. Here we go. Heriot's driving. Referee has a wee look and awards the score. And let's see if we stay on the picture. It could be Russell Nimmo. Is it Russell Nimmo with a hat trick? Well, there we go.
3 tries for Russell Nimmo, all coming in and around the tight areas, the contact, the driving mauls, as you would imagine. Very difficult to execute, very difficult to defend against. But it's another one for Heriot, and they're just talking about Russell Nimmo's impact around the field. Well, he can underline that impact with a match ball. That's his hat-trick. Wonder if it's his first.
Russell Nimmo was in the Scotland Club International squad last season. Club International squad that was coached by Heriot's head coach Phil Smith, and it was an unprecedented clean sweep for the Club International squad last year. And they had a thumping victory against English counties in Netherdale. That was a good night, which we covered on Scottish Rugby TV. Now, Ewan Fox, the chance for his first points for the Heriot's first 15. Did we put the curse of the commentator on that there, Moss?
Just, it always happens. That's 8 tries, I think, isn't it, Graham?
That's 8 tries to 2.
44-10, 3 of those for Russell Nimmo. John Ray with a brace, Harry Bosso, Charlie Simpson and Michael Maltman. So the scores have been spread out, and it's indicative of how Heriot have played. They've been effective in and around contact, they've been effective in the loose, and they're well worthy of their victory here this afternoon.
Rory Steele was up highest to win that restart for Watsonians, just as Callum Marshall was thinking the ball was coming down his gullet. And nice slick service from McCurdy. Oh, Rasselay on the intercept, and the Edinburgh Rugby Pro will scuttle in under the sticks, and that's try number 9 for Heriot.
Yeah, Junior Rasselay. Well, these scores look easy, they look like gifts, but you have to be in the right position. He forced the pass, he came up in the outside in defence, shutting off that pass, and then he had the nous and the ability to step in and just take the ball before it reached its intended receiver and run him from 50 yards. Good understanding, good pressure from Junior Rasselay in defence, good understanding in defence, and well, he gets himself in on the act as well. That's a 9th try, as you say, for Heriot.
So, Fox then, with a chance to bring up the half century, which he does.
Ewan Fox makes his debut conversion.
And
Heriot's 51, Watsonians 10.
Heriots, who defeated Stirling County last week, while Watsonians were defeating our previous league leaders Ayr. But it's been pretty much one-way traffic at Goldenacre this afternoon, and Callum Marshall wins that restart. Mr. Murphy whistles like James Galway, and we have a penalty to Heriots.
I like Callum Marshall as a player. I think he's very comfortable the ball in second row and back row. The only kind of thing maybe going against him is his build. He's athletic, he's tall, he's lean. But in that boiler house, in that second row, you'd probably want a little bit more meat, even in the back row nowadays. But he's such an accomplished player. Ball skills, timing of the pass, his desire and determination in and around contact. Really impressed by Callum Marshall.
Jim. Interviews. Super. Cool. So that penalty for Heriots has been kicked to touch, and the line out will be on the Watsonians 10-metre line. It's Michael Lines, or Linus should I say, once of Edinburgh Accies, Scotland age grade, Scotland Club 15, and after that huge build-up he overthrows. However, the referee deems there'd been a stray hand from Watsonians, so Heriots will have a chance to build again. Scrum feed.
The difficulty for Watsonians here is how they line up in defence. John Ray and Charlie Simpson are ebbing towards this right hand side, the short side of about 20 metres, the right hand side of the scrum. Now, if number 8 Struan comes as well, and 9 comes round Andrew Simmers, you could end up having 4 attackers in this 20-metre channel, and Watsonians only have 2 defenders. But if you send an extra defender across, then Simmers can go to the left. Let's see what happens.
Simmers finds Simpson. Turnover. Angus Duckett has one ball.
Well, Angus Duckett won the ball, but he actually did really well in defence, getting off the scrum early and making the tackle in that short side.
Sean Crombie loses ball, caught by Nimmo. Referee not happy with something, and we have another penalty. I thought maybe they hadn't retired the 10 metres to start with, but
I'm not sure what his signal was for. He's having another word with, I think it's maybe Struan. I'm not sure who is, or Michael Linus. I'm not sure who is. He's talking. It's like Michael Linus is going to look for clarification or something, but I'm not sure what it was. But the result was a penalty. We respect his decision, and it's an opportunity for Watsonians, who's going to make another substitution. Number 20, Ali Harris, coming on.
Harris, the man who kicked the winning goal against Ayr last week at Myerside,
coming on for Andrew Chalmers.
And Watsonians also have Darren Miller on at hooker. And he finds his man, Ewan Dodds. McCurdy. Harris first touch. Duckett. Pass a wee bit behind. Oh, great take by Rory Steele. Steele, long stride. He didn't quite manage to link up, which was a pity. Ewan Fox. There was a bit of composure from the young fellow there. Didn't throw the unnecessary pass. And Semple finds Ewan Dodds. Dodds, kick ahead. And he might well... Oh, unlucky. The bounce of a rugby ball, eh? Simpson taps. Oh. Advantage being played. Andrew Simmers took on. Simpson plays scrum half. Fox feeds out. Semple to Struan Dewar to Gavin Parker. Parker with a pace. He's got Russellia inside. What a well-worked score. And the Edinburgh Pro goes over for his second try. And it's the 10th score for Heriot. In fact, he passes the ball inside to Ewan Fox. Unselfish from Russellia.
An exhibition try there. Perfectly executed.
Forgive me while the static goes right through my lugs. Ewan Fox got the score. That was a well-worked score and a good advantage actually from referee Murphy.
It was really good with Frank Murphy. I think it was Charlie Simpson.
Quite a bit of work. I mustn't have meant to make that try.
Charlie Simpson took the quick tap on this near side, the stand side, and the ball was taken through 2 or 3 phases, recycled out, passed to the left where Gavin Parker broke, clear the defence, and then Russellia worked really, really hard on that inside channel to give Gavin Parker an option of that long pass inside. A beautifully delivered long inside pass to Rasselea, who strolled in under the post, and then he handed the ball over to this guy, Ewan Fox, for a try on his debut, which he converts.
Ewan Fox converts.
That was Heriot's 10th try.
Heriot's 58, Watsonians 10.
4 conversions added for good measure. 58 points to 10. This is well, is it good preparation for Heriots for their big trip to Millbrae next week to face Ayr, Chris?
Well, I think any time you win, it's good preparation. I think they'll be really happy with the way their set piece has been organised. They'll be disappointed with the opening 5 minutes. I think Watsonians came and started better, the two teams, but other than that, and other than the 2 tries that Watsonians have scored, I think Heriots will be happy. The 2 tries Watsonians have scored were well created. They had to work hard for them. But I think with Watsonians' variety and pace and attack, they'll be very, very happy with the victory, and it'll set them up for a huge encounter against Ayr next week.
Around 5 minutes of the match remaining. Watsonians now. McCurdy caught by John Ray. Charlie Simpson alert to the possibility of a quick throw-in.
Is that Russell Nimmo trying to get the match ball already?
Could be an expensive night for Russell Nimmo though, if the old traditions are maintained.
They maybe need an excuse to get away early, I think. That's a good thing about club rugby, isn't it? The traditions, and I think one of the Heriots are strong in their traditions. When you say I sell out lunch for them this afternoon, they're really making an effort to engage with the community, as you say, to fill the stand here at Goldmaker.
Summers feeds, front rows pop, and we'll reset. So as I say, about 5 minutes remaining, perhaps just a wee bit more, and no doubt who will be the happier of the 2 sets of supporters. Watsonians' big match next week at home to Hoyk, and if aspirations remain to make the top 4, Watsonians are going to have to bounce back from today's result. Let's see what they can do with this penalty. They're opting for the touchline.
Decent kick by Harris, puts him within 10 metres of the Heriots line, but I think they'd be better off keeping that ball in hand again. They've been inconsistent at the line out this afternoon, Watsonians. We'll see what they come up with here, whether they drive or whether they go off the top or try and peel and put pressure on the Heriots defence.
So it's Darren Miller, once of Boroughmuir, to throw in. Plan move. Now, here's an interesting one.
I know it's coming.
Yeah, if we saw a penalty down there for a deliberate knock-on, what about that there?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what some of the guys in the Watsonian bench are pointing out. That was one hand. And going back to Scott McLeod, he didn't make 2 hands. He tried to make an effort to catch it, whereas it's very difficult as a player. I don't particularly agree with the law that it should be a straight yellow card for a one hand. Yes, if you slam the ball at the ground, but if you hit the ball upwards and you try and make an effort to regain ball, I don't think it should be a penalty and a yellow card. But it seems to be the trend now. I'm all for positive intent. Yeah. I'm all for open rugby, and I'd hate to see players slapping the ball down. But I think that one was a penalty. But the result is that Watsonians are getting the possession and the feed to the scrum anyway.
Pick up by Dodds. McCurdy thinks better of the narrow side option. Back into the traffic. Dodds again. Watsonians desperately trying to get over the line, and they've made it. Now we just stay on this picture. It's Nathan Burrell against his former club.
Yeah, Nathan Burrell did wonderfully well actually to creep over it from the scrum. It was a nice move involving Ewan Dodds coming back down the short side with McCurdy, but Andrew Christie, who started at standoff, was on the left wing and he drifted in field, so McCurdy had to hold on to possession. He never had an option of passing. Dodds was involved again, and then Burrell picked up and, well, he just drove over from short range under the pressure of the defence, but well, he did well to score it against his former club.
So Ali Harris with the conversion opportunity. Doesn't quite manage to send it on its way, but 58-15 is the scoreline, and we've got 2 or 3 minutes remaining. And from a Watsonians perspective, you'd have to say that, well, at least if they could get another try, there's a bonus point, which, who knows, come the end of the season, that could be vital.
Absolutely, especially away from home. If you can pick up anything away from home, although it's not a huge distance in miles across the city, it is important to pick up points in every game, and 1 point certainly better than no points at all.
Watsonians giving width to the ball. It's taken on by Scott McLeod. Now, Charlie Simpson, what will he do? No prizes for guessing. Here's Struan, it's Andrew Summers. Referee penalises Heriot's at breakdown. Has a wee look at his watch. Watsonians opting for territory. John Ray finds Simpson. Simpson full of running across the 22. Anybody going to go straight? Yes. And Watsonians take quickly, but no, that's far too enterprising. Let's go back for the line out. Sorry, that'll be edited from the tape, you can guarantee it. The editor will not be happy with that. No editing? Oh, straight out? Oh no. Mossy, you have to stop throwing your voice like that. Watsonians from the line out. Ball spilt. Now, is this the chance for try number 11? Summers onto the narrow side. Heriot's across the 10-metre line. Summers finds Linus. Scrum half who's had a good afternoon. Heriot's surrender possession. McCurdy. DJ Innes. Again, an attempt at a counter ruck. Darren Miller with more pirouettes than the Royal Ballet. Big hit there. Complete with sound effects from the crowd, who seem to enjoy that.
It's Michael Linus with a big shot, wasn't it? I think it's Sean Crombie.
The two hookers together. Here's Semple, the captain, with a wee chip ahead. Back goes Young. Onto the left foot. Rasolea goes back, as does Parker. Parker finds Struan Dewar. Struan Dewar puts boot to ball. And we have a line out just inside Watsonians territory. Chris, for a bit of fun, if we're having a man of the match, who would your man of the match be?
I think it would have to come from the Heriot side. I think, yeah, we've spoken about Russell Nimmo's contribution in and around the tight, and I think after scoring 3 tries, I think it would have to be Russell Nimmo. He's called the line, he's controlled the lines, he's scored his 2 tries, he's made line breaks, but he's brought a physical edge to the performance as well. So my man of the match would be number 5, Heriot's Russell Nimmo.
That was totally unscripted too. That was good.
Like it. A dab hand at this.
Here's Fox. Thought about the offload. Likely to be pinged. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Murphy. There we go. Oh dear, oh dear. Calm it. Come on, referee. Let's get playing before the boy comes on the public address system. McCurdy then.
Another 10 metres, is it?
10 metres. The original penalty was for Fox, I think, not releasing in the contact. And we're getting near the last hurrah. As I say, Watsonians have that 4-try bonus point.
Bottom, you're 12, Melrose 35, Hoyk 30, Stirling County 36, Curry 32, Ayr 41,
Oof.
Hawks 43, Gala 10.
Ooh.
So our full-time results.
So you probably heard that via the loudest public address system in the world. Ewan McCurdy. Watsonians desperate to try and get something from this game. And Heriot's have ball. Simmers kicks, finds touch. That is full time here at Goldenacre. Heriots win the Edinburgh Derby by 58 points to 15. 10 tries to 3. Chris, final thoughts from you?
Another cracking encounter in the BT Premiership. I think Watsonians will be bitterly disappointed with the result. The 3 tries they did score were well created, well crafted, but that was little comfort because overall they were beaten by a far better, far superior side. Heriot's controlled tempo, the controlled possession. They scored 10 tries and undoubtedly were the winners.
Thanks very much, Chris. From Chris Patterson, me, Graham Law, and all the Scottish Rugby TV team here at Goldenacre, thanks for watching and goodbye.